Liberty High School has been around for 5 years now, and over its half a decade lifespan, we've seen countless improvements and changes for the betterment of the school. However, some issues remain unaddressed, and today I've talked with two of the longest-time Liberty teachers to get their take on what we have done a good job at improving and what still needs to be changed.
The first year at Liberty, it was a doozy. We started off kind of chaotic. There was a lot more students in the building than what we had originally anticipated. So we had less staffing than what we should have had for at the time. But the overall environment and the culture in the building was on fire. Everybody was excited to be here. The teachers were very excited to build a culture here at Liberty. Students, for the most part, were pretty excited about being here in the new facilities and seeing all what Liberty had to offer. So overall, everybody was pretty excited just to be here once the doors finally opened.
When I first started here 5 years ago, there wasn't much of a culture yet. It was a brand new school, so we really hadn't established that. There's been a drastic change in the 5 years as we've built a culture.
Since the start of Liberty, now fast forward into year 5, Liberty has improved in a lot of different ways. Primarily, we now have a full student body, whereas year 1 we did not. So the building of the culture has continued to get better and better each year. We're creating our own traditions, so we're really taking on our own identity, and that's a really positive thing. Teachers, we've come to learn a lot in the last 5 years as starting a new school with what it takes from us to start all those new things. There's still a lot of learning to happen.
I think there's been drastic improvement from year 1 here at Liberty, mainly centering around that sense of school identity and culture and community. I think we've really developed that sense of community. I think that it has improved greatly. The PBIS has certainly helped to create that sense of unity within our school.
Going forward, to see Liberty to continue to improve, I think it's important that we focus. We need to get back to the rigor that was in our curriculum and in our classes before COVID took over. And I think that we also need to get back to understanding that actions have consequences and holding people accountable for those actions, because that's, with COVID, all things kind of, went to the wayside. So that's something we need to get back to doing as well.
In my opinion, I think that one of the things we need to continue to work on here at Lee is strengthening that sense of community and also that sense of equity and inclusion for all students here at Liberty.